In an all-important encounter on the top board, we had Ahaan versus Aditya, with Aditya playing the white pieces. And it was a really thrilling game where both sides had chances. It was a back and forth game. This is a game that's really worth analyzing. So let me take you through the opening in a breeze. E4, E5, bishop, knight, knight, bishop, castles, knight, D3. The opening is very quiet. There isn't much happening, just a few exchanges. D4, Aditya gets the D4 move first. Ahaan goes back, K1, takes. Queen B3, Queen E7, defending the E6 pawn. Knight D2, Knight F3, Knight D7, Bishop E3. Queen F6, so that the knight is free to move now because pawn is defended by the queen. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and rook D1. You can see that white's position is good, but you cannot claim a good advantage here because black has control of the D file, just like white, and the knight will come to C5 and target E4. So that's what happened. Knight C5, Queen C2, takes, Queen G6, attacking E4 again. So Aditya decided that he has to defend it properly. So he brings his knight back and plays F3 to defend this weakness. Now this knight is free to move to C4 and target E5. If you look at the position, Ahaan has two sets of double pawns, here and here. These are fine, but these are not. These can be attacked easily. Yeah, they give control of the center, especially this square and all these squares also. But it could become a potential weakness in the endgame. Queen G5, trying to come to E3, trying to enter the position with E3. And once the queen enters here, the rook can also come here, the knight can also come here. It will be difficult for white. So even though objectively it is slightly better for white, practically black has good chances. These dark squares are weak around the king. Right now, what happened was knight c4, rook takes, queen takes, pawn b5. For the queen to enter the position with queen e3, Ahaan first plays b5, knight a5. I wonder why he did not play queen e3 directly. He must have wanted to defend the pawn first. Yeah, b6, knight c6. This knight is slightly out of play, but it's just one step away from coming to a good position. But even here, it wouldn't have much chances on its own. Ahaan jumps with queen e3, king moves, and knight d3. This position is scary for white. So these are the kind of situations where a player's mental strength comes into play. Aditya is under pressure. The knight and the queen have entered the position. And this is where he breaks the shackles with queen b3. He's not yet ready to give up. It's a very crucial moment now, the most crucial moment of the game, because here Ahaan has one winning idea, just one. He plays queen f4 check, and after king moves, he gives another check here, and he takes the pawn. But in this position, here, in this position, can you find the winning idea for Ahaan? Ahaan has the symbol knight f4, defending the e6 square, and you have to understand that king f7 does not do anything because knight d1 check and the e6 pawn falls anyway. So instead of that, knight f4 defends the pawn, and there is no g3 because of queen f2 and then mate. So maybe g3, that's what Ahaan missed. He played queen f4 and then took the pawn on b2, missing queen takes e6. Here after knight f4, white has a very thin rope to go on, because if he allows queen f2, it's mate on g2. So white's only move is white cannot do anything other than queen d1. It's his only move. And then queen f2 and queen g1. This is white's only defense, but black can now just take the pawn and black is winning. You have to also understand that queen c2 does not do anything because knight e2 is there. Now queen f4, queen g3, it can become dangerous. This is a better move just by engine. Let's just check. Queen e1. I wonder what the point is. Let's say white makes a normal move. What is black's idea? Knight e2. Oh, and queen g1 checkmate. Okay, it's a little deep. Let's go back. So in the game, Ahaan, after this position, he is being attacked on e6. So this is what happens. Like, you think you have the advantage with knight d3 and queen e3, And when opponent suddenly lashes out with a move like queen b3, you suddenly get disoriented. And that's what happened here. He did not see this threat or did not give value to this threat. So after queen f4, it is just almost equal. And then he goes for queen takes b2, a big mistake. Ahaan would love to exchange queens and go into the endgame pawn up, but Aditya is attacking e6, and the e6 pawn falls now. And the same idea that we showed for black, knight on e2 and queen on g1, that kind of checkmate happens over there. So now Aditya has a draw in his hand because queen f5, he repeats moves. This is another good thing to see. When you have the advantage, when you have a draw in your hand, just repeat for 1 or 2 moves to show your opponent that you have the control. And he repeats for 2 moves. But then, and here in this position, Ahaan was offering a draw, but Aditya decides he wants the win. And he plays knight e7. And there is not any good defense to queen g8 check mate. There was only one way to continue the game. Ahaan had to play queen takes a2. And after that, the game would continue queen f5, king h8, knight g6, king... can we go king g8? King g8, queen c8, king h7, knight f8. Okay, the game would continue. Black's attack is not fast enough. He has gone after the pawns. So the attack is not happening. So white has full chances to attack. Knight e6 check, king f7, queen d7, and white is winning. And on the other hand, after queen e2, if Ahaan goes queen f5, that's an even stronger move. Of course, g6 is out of the question. So king h8, same line happens, knight g6. If king g8, then queen c8, and then knight f8. And if king h7, then we have knight e5 and you win a piece. So just to do a recap, the crucial moment was here after knight d3. Ahaan had knight here. Ahaan had knight f4. He misses the win, and he goes for the pawn. And then Aditya takes control and wins the game. What happened was he gave a check, 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 and then knight e7. Ahaan just played knight f4, defending g6 and threatening mate on g2, but queen g8 is checkmate. So this was a big result on the top board. It was a game between the top 1 and 3rd seeds, and the 3rd seed came on top this time.